What's up, gamers? It's me, Lucas G, from the G Bros Gaming channel, and today I'm here with another Kerbal Space Program video. Today we start our Kerbal Space Program adventure in the vehicle assembly building a lovely little lander with the Science Junior, some mystery goo, the barometer, thermometer, and seismometer on it. And you might be asking yourself, Lucas, yes. Why are you attaching science equipment to this lander? Well, this is because this is a science save file, which means there is a purpose for scientific equipment. And I have not unlocked the check tree completely yet. So I would like to do that. There is a small caveat. It's that re-entry heating is buffed up to 120% to give me a 50% gain in scientific. Yes. But other than that, this is like no cheating. Pretty much. This caveat, of course, makes space planes not viable. But I mean, it's fine. I could try to find a way to use radiator panels, or maybe even have like an inflatable heat shield and have a sort of space plane. But for now, it's just not viable. So, we are just attaching some communications equipment because this thing, in testing, this thing proved to not work without communications equipment. Shocking, I know. It also proved to not work without fuel, although we did have plenty. It's just we needed some more. So, just gonna recess this spark engine. I picked this engine because it's very small and very efficient. It can get plenty of fuel mileage because the station, it's a small refueling station, but there's no ISRU, and we do not have a freighter that can transport materials to it for that IRSU to function. Sorry. So this thing is built to go from Minmus's surface back, refuel, and bring a new crew of astronauts down to the surface base that I'm going to be building in the Minimus flats. So I have sort of like an Artemis setup going on here. So yeah, where we have like pre-stage landers and space stations and ground stations, and maybe for the finale of I.Dot Aerospace, maybe I'll go to Juna, make like a starship recreation, and take it out to Juna. So just going to fly a I'm just gonna, pretty normal rocket, pretty overkill. That very top fairing is where the lander is. This thing is probably overkill, but I mean, I don't use these parts too often. I mean, I use the Rhino engine, which is the upper stage engine. I use that like the most. And that Mammoth engine was my most used lower stage engine until I got the Making History DLC. So it's a still very good engine, still very overkill engine. The reason I used it is because it matches size with the upper stage engine, which needs good TWR to get circularized very quickly. So, and especially because the Terrier upper stage, the Terrier service module, with all the solar panels on it, that stage has a very poor thrust weight ratio. It's only got a Terrier. It's pushing like a full adapter tank. And yeah. But I decided I wanted to have the Rhino upper stage. It was just a very nice thruster in general. Sorry if you can't see anything on the screen. Kerbal Space Program at night is very dark. But yeah. So I'm just going to disable RCS on the command module, or not command module, on the lander. We're going to disable the RCS. Just doesn't eat up its own monopropellant supplies, which I totally throw out the window when I go to actually dock it to the station. So deploy the solar panels because in this game, I don't know if you know, but probes have been proven to not work without power. Shocking, I know. So, not a moment to spare. We can begin burning. And, yeah. Let's do our orbital insertion. Now, I'm looking at that delta V gauge. I don't know. Yeah, we definitely. I don't know what the separation node was, but it's fine. Still got plenty of fuel in the stage. Yeah, we still have like half our fuel in the stage. Probably a bit overkill, but I mean, it's fine. Extra fuel is always nice. So, just going to plot our maneuver node to reach minmus. And so I did overcook this burn, and I had to, like try again with the maneuver node, but it worked in the end. I'm just gonna cut that part out. So yeah. So, the RCS is doing most of the heavy lifting work because I was an idiot and forgot to attach a reaction wheel. And yeah, you can see that there are rhinos, like, that rhino engine at the bottom. The gimbal is like having a seizure or something. That's not funny. That's not funny. But just gonna, clip my camera in there and click on the wrong fuel tank. Just wanted to check how much motor propellant we had left. But these RCS blocks are notoriously inefficient when it comes to motor propellant. Yes, purposes. So just gonna time warp around to the node, and then we're just gonna burn. Pretty normal minmus flight. So just gonna manually time warp around to the node. I did mess this up quite badly. I did mess it up pretty bad. But yeah. So with we did actually get the minmus encounter. You would probably know if you're watching this video, because I wouldn't have come out if I didn't get the minmus encounter. But I did. I cut a lot of it out because there's a lot of faffing around with maneuver nodes, skipping orbits, time warping. But in the end, I did actually get this to work, evident by this video's existence on YouTube. So, I tried lowering it back down with retrograde, but it just didn't work. I had to start faffing around with a new maneuver node, but I did get it to work, as you can see. Don't know what that voice crack was. But we are now on a minmus flyby. We can start planning the maneuver node to get in orbit, to get captured around minmus. Now, there is a lot of work that goes into, there's quite a bit of work that goes into rendezvousing, but there's a very easy yet inefficient way. I'm going to coin it as the Lucas lazy method of the Lucas lazy method. Yes, I'm going from Matt Lowndes' lazy method of docking, but this is the Lucas lazy method of rendezvous. Now, how it works is you pretty much just a normal rendezvous up until you get as close as you can with the intersection nodes, but you can't always get them super close, especially if you're a beginner and have only done 3 rendezvous and 2 docks. But the way it works, the method is to point. The method is like once you can sort of see the yellow indicator marker thing, you burn retrograde, kill off all your speed, then start burning to the target, do some time warp, slow down, and then just pretty much dock as you would normally dock. But yeah, that's the Lucas lazy method of rendezvous. If you use this method of rendezvous, honestly, I don't see why you would unless you're not that good at the game. But if you do use this method, send me royalties, and also send Matt Lowndes most of the royalties because I kind of stole his name. But that's besides the point. We are making a quick save, and this is I would say this is the only time I had to load a quick save, and probably the best reason I had to load a quick save. Because as you can see, I did it and staged, and now our lander is just floating away. Yeah. So we can just load the quick save. eventually we can load the quick save. Now we can load the quick. Okay, took a little longer than I thought it would, but we are now loading the quick save. I'm gonna try this again. So can't really talk too much about the rendezvous. The dock was quite hard because I'm not good at this video game and used up almost all of my monopropellant. And you know, there's people out there like Matt Lown who can dock space shuttles with no monopropellant, and I can't even dock a very tiny lander can with like plenty of monopropellant thrusters and monopropellant. My point is I'm not good at this video game. Didn't help that I did not put SAS wheels on each of them, because if I had, if I had taken into account docking, then I would have put SAS wheels to make my life easier. But I like my life being harder. So, as you can see, we are getting closer and closer to the target as it goes by. So, yes. We're just going to burn to the target and just time warp pretty much, burn to the target, time warp, and when you get to satisfactory, I would go to about 4 meters per second, or just not over 10, so you can slow down with RCS, and then just do time warp to get yourself swung over to it, at which you can just use your eyes and the SAS to get yourself aligned. Not much to talk about, just kind of doing the Lucas Lazy method. It does take quite a bit of time, but it's pretty easy. Once you get it down, very efficient. There's a lot more efficient ways to dock, but this is the easier way to dock. Just put in a water bottle. But if you have the patience and the Delta V to do this method, I mean, it's good for beginners. Just taking a quick drink of water. I can see that there is the space station. It's beautiful. It's got a little bit of rocket fuel in that orange tank and some jet fuel in the peripheral white tanks. There are some outside noises. If you wish to hear some outside noise, let me know if you will just want a 10-minute video or 5-minute video of outside noises, or a blooper reel video where I don't know, I feel like those would be fun. Just play some music, roll some bloopers. I think it'd be fun, it'd be funny, and most importantly, it's low effort, but not too low quality. But yeah, that piece of debris actually is not a piece of debris. It's got a probe core on it, so we can deorbit it if we so choose. Which we do, because what's a Kerbal Space Program video without some fireworks? There's birds flying past, just like the this space station is flying past the surface of minimus at a blazing 168 meters per second of surface speed. Yes, I know, very blazing, very blazing. That's this is why minimus is such a nice place. It's very forgiving. If you crash, you bounce, so your landing legs will be like a trampoline. So it may be an awful death, slowly dying of oxygen starvation and suffocation, but I mean, at least you'll be able to jump around in super low gravity, jetpack around, and your lander it'll bounce up and down and have fun whilst you wait for your inevitable death to oxygen starvation. Bit grim. Kerbals, of course, they can't die of oxygen starvation. They're Kerbals, they're immortal. Have you seen the falls that Kerbals can survive? Seriously, I might open a video where I go VA base jumping, or I basically just go base jumping off the VAB, and just maybe I'll forget to deploy a parachute and just show you the falls that Jeb can survive, because they're crazy. They're pretty crazy falls. just kind of stalling because I did slow down the footage to normal speed. I did mess up the edit, so now you're just going to watch me faff around in normal speed with RCS. But, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Kerbals. They're like immortal. They can't die of oxygen starvation, and nor do the capsules run out of supplies or life support or anything, really. There are mods that change this problem, but I mean, I'm playing on Xbox. I'm a normie. And of course, colonies, or just things in Kerbal Space Program 2, in general, will not be this way. So, beautiful dock. Very, very fuel-consuming. And now we are nearing the end of the video. So, just going to deorbit this booster. We got limited probe control. Nothing really we can do other than just crash. And, yeah, say goodbye, little booster. So, goodbye, booster. There are fireworks, obligatory fireworks. So, I guess that wraps up the video. So, join me in the next video where we actually use this lander to go to Minimus, get some science gains, and power up this space station for the first time. Because, mind you, I'm an idiot, and I'm unaware of how the mobile processing lab works. I don't know that you need it to have, like, actual scientific data to do it. And I didn't pack any scientific stuff. I've realized I've rambled past the point of ending. Now it's just a black screen. But I will elaborate on this point in the next video. Goodbye, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that cringy YouTuber stuff. Do that. Stay yes.